Hi, welcome to my channel, Uniquely Reagan Handcrafted Cards. Today I'm going to make my craft roulette card for episode number 313. We need to use a card or make a card that is a bridge card. We need to use an element that starts with J. We need to include colors that are salad colors, and then random swipe, swipes, or swiping. So my card is going to be a bridge card. I'm going to make an impossible card, kind of pretty much the same as Kristin Kamato made on Craft Roulette on Friday night. So I'm going to use colors of kind of a fruit salad color. I'm using this boho berry collection paper pad from Stamps of Life. Yep, I want to make a fruit salad color card because I'm using a new stamp and die collection to me that I got in the mail the other day. It's called Message in a Bottle collection. I have some stamps called More Messages, Message in a Bottle, and Bottle Sayings, and I have the associated Message in a Bottle stencils and the die collection as well. I got the whole collection, and I thought the some of the kind of patterns from the boho berry that had the kind of nautical looking papers kind of went with it. So I'm going to use some of these papers to go along with it. So let me pull out a couple of papers here, and then I'll make my impossible card. I'm going to follow this May Made It dimensions from, I'll link her video that I found on YouTube. I'll link it in the description box below, and I'll kind of walk through the steps with you that I found on her video. So I'm going to pull out a couple of pieces of paper. This is kind of a nautical fruit salad or strawberry pretzel salad, perhaps, if you have ever had one of those. I've never eaten one, but I've seen it online, and kind of looks okay, kind of looks good. But I thought these looked kind of along with, oh, I wish that wasn't on the back of the cutout. I don't have the dies for this, but this little mandala pattern paper looks fun. Let me see if I can find another one. This is cute too, but it doesn't really go with the message in a bottle. I might need more of this. I only have a very small piece of that kind of ropey looking thing. I might pair it with this here, and I might need a piece of this plaid. I don't need any of the rainbows and hearts, but this piece with the green, maybe I'll go back to that instead of this plaid. Let me go back to that piece. I just wish that piece wasn't on the... Let me find the green piece. This here. You get 2 of each color in this paper pad, so there's this here. I'll use the back of that. That's pretty salad colors right there. And then I'll do some ink swiping to count for, I might use this piece as well. That is very nice, but I like the green. I think I'll use these 3 colors here. Okay. I will put this back into the sleeve. If you're wondering how I got these sleeves, I took some Avery Elle stamp pockets that were 6x8 and just cut them down, and that's how I got these sleeve pockets here. So, all right. All right, so let me get I have a piece of, I think this is Ocean cardstock from Stamps of Life. I'm going to cut this down into the dimensions of the Impossible card. So we need to cut this into 5.5, and then we need to cut it into 4 1/4, just a regular A2 card panel, 4 1/4. So you can get several of these from one piece of paper, just a regular A2 card panel. And then we are going to score it. Let me get out my mini scoreboard. I'm going to score it at 2 1/8. 2 1/8. Just so I can get a good visual of where the middle of the card is. I'm done with the scoreboard. Now on the trimmer at 1 inch, I'm going to put it in on the 1 inch line here. I'm going to take the trimmer here and I'm going to cut up to the 2 1/8 line. I'm going to just watch on the marking here on the side. I'm going to cut up to 2 1/8. 2 1/8. I can see the line here on the blade too, and if I can lift it up and see that I've cut up to 2 1/8. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing. So from the top, I'm going to cut down to that 2 1/8 line. Just watch the line. If you're getting close, you can lift it up, but don't move your piece. And I can see that I've cut to it, so I don't want to go any further. Now we need to turn it around 180 degrees, and we need to move it to 2 3/4. So we've got our cut pieces on the 1/8 inch. We've got that at the bottom. Now at 2 3/4, we need to cut down into the middle to the 2 1/8 line. We're going to cut in the middle here at 2 3/4 to the 2 1/8 piece in the middle. So don't cross that center line. Just like that. So we have our little legs at the bottom, and we have a center line cut down to the middle, just like this. It's very easy to do. So I'll hold that here. We have our 1 inch pieces here. We have our center line score at 2 1/8, just like this. 1 inch piece, 1 inch piece, and this is 2 3/4 in the center. Okay? And then how to get this flipped around is you take this piece and you flip one of the legs around. Just like that. Easy enough. And then this piece is what floats. And you can press with your bone folder. I've never made one, but it's easy peasy. All right, so we can cover our little pieces here. So I might take the little scrap piece that I have and cut this down to 3/4 by 2 inches. This is going to be enough to cover these 2 panels here. So let me get my trimmer back out. I'm going to cut this to 2 inches. And I'm going to cut a piece to maybe 7/8. And that will cover right there. Another one to 7/8. And that will cover up here. Just like that. And then, let's see. Let me get a piece that's on these 2 flaps here. Let's see. Let's cut, oh, purple. I like that. I like that rope looking piece. Looks kind of like water, right? this is lighter water at the top and then maybe darker water at the bottom. So let's cut that to 2 inches as well, because again, this length is 2 1/8. So let me do that, 2 1/8 to represent darker water. And this dimension is 2 3/4. We know that because that's where we cut 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut this to 2 5/8. 2 5/8. And I'm going to cut a second one at 2 5/8. Let me trim that just on my other guillotine trimmer just to get a nice cut. Look how nice that looks. It looks great. And then the piece here on the flap, it's 2 1/8 by 3 1/2. So I'm going to cut a piece up here at 2 inches. 3 1/2, so 3 3/8. I like this green piece here. And I'll leave a piece on the back side, something that can be signed. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of this down. Oh, look at me. Yesterday when I was crafting, I did not put my cap on my glue. I'm glad that kind of sealed itself. I got lucky. All right, so this is kind of deeper water here. Have you made an impossible card like this before? Have you seen it done? Let me know in the comments what you think of it. And I'm just going to rub that a little bit and try to get that smoothed out. I need to change the blade on my trimmer, I think. I'd never made one of them before. So when Kristin made it on the fly yesterday, I was like, huh, she was fast. Okay. I looked for a die that said, oh, I wanted to do a little bit of ink swiping. I'm going to do that just on the edges of the card. Just like this. That's easy. Okay, I got all those. All right, got those. I got my swiping, and then let me put that back in for a minute. I want to get now my, let's see, which of the, if I put the bottle at an angle like that, it's going to fit just like that. And I want to use maybe the envelope, so I can say just a note, maybe down here on this panel. So let me get this stamped out, and then I'll be right back. In order to make this a bridge card, I need to cut a couple of panels to span the part that is empty. So I'm cutting 1 inch by 4.5 inch pieces to bridge the gap, basically. And then I'll cut a couple of pieces from that pink plaid paper at 3/4 by 4 1/4 to cover that ocean color from Stamps of Life. And then I'll adhere those pieces together, and I'm going to offset one towards the inch piece on each side. Don't cover the whole entire piece of glue like I did. Just cover the pieces that are on the sides where the paper is, not in the gap area. The next, I'm showing you here that you could actually put it over a card or just leave it as an impossible card. It is kind of an interesting kind of card, this impossible card. The next thing I'm going to do is stamp my sentiment here on some white cardstock. I could put it on the bridge piece, but I actually am going to put it next to the message bottle, and I'm just stamping it out on some cardstock, and it's going to read just a note so that I meet that parameter. After I stamp it out, I am going to just bubble cut around it, just fussy cut it around it just a little bit, and then I'll pop it up on some, let's see, I think I just adhere it down with some glue. I thought maybe I popped it up on some foam tape or something, but I think I just glue it straight down. I had the bottle popped up on some foam tape. I'm just kind of messing around with it, trying to see where I want to glue it down, and I just pop it around the piece, and then I decide I want to put a piece of white paper on the other side so there's a place to write out a sentiment or a note on the back side of that piece. And then I'm just going to clean up my area here, and then I'll go over the parameters with you and put some little shimmer around that bottle.
This is so delicious. This is so delicious.
Okay, we finished our bridge card here for Craft Roulette episode number 313. Bridge card, we have starts with J, just a note. We have salad colors. I'm calling it a fruit salad here, friends. Maybe a strawberry salad. We've got some pinks and greens. Strawberry salad, I think. We've got, or a fruit salad. And then we've got some grapes and strawberries, and yeah, strawberry salad or fruit salad, one or the other. And swiping. I swiped some ink around the edges here, and then I think we met the parameters of Craft Roulette episode number 313, and I made a similar bridge card to what Kristin did in her Craft Roulette episode with Mary on Craft Roulette Live on Friday night. If you want to craft along on Friday nights, click the description box below to learn more about Craft Roulette, and head over there to craftroulette.live to learn about the parameters, craft along, and submit your craft adventure. And it's a really fun time, I tell you. I have a good time every week submitting my card just like this and all the other ones that I craft along, and it's just a really good time. So I hope you come to see me next week when I submit another card for Craft Roulette. And then I've got some videos coming out this week and next week. And then just come see me each week when I have a new video coming out. I've got a lot of things planned. My farmer's market season is about to ramp up. So I've got a lot of things planned and new crafty videos coming out each and every week. Have a great day. Bye.